This is the thick of it. We are in the middle of it right now. You can hear that roar. I mean, it is the sound of a Category 3-ish storm, and this is the power.
You know, what a perfect description there. The roar of a hurricane, the entire feel of it, even before the wind starts to blow and the rain starts to come down, is simply otherworldly and not in a good way. At the top of the program, we showed you some remarkable video of a woman on Anna Marie Island swimming through floodwaters. Her name is Alexis de Leon, and she joins us now. Thank you, Alexis, so much for joining us. It's wonderful that we are looking at you right now. Can you walk us through what you experienced, or maybe I should say swim us through what you experienced as the storm began to pick up?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super glad to be here. Um, it was scary to say the least. We decided to stay out there and not leave the island. So that was a pretty scary decision in the first place, but we kind of knew this storm wasn't going to be as much wind and rain as we're typically used to with storms. So we just knew that storm surge was going to be coming in mixed with that high tide. That was the scariest part. Once we started seeing the tide come up, we waited until it was starting to go back down before we started venturing out, and we realized, it wasn't coming up into our house. We had some neighbors where it came up next to the trailer park. They were all flooded through there. And so we decided to venture out, and that's where you saw that clip there, just down the street from us.
I'm looking at this video now for the first time. That's an awful lot of water. That is an awful lot of water. You said you decided to stay because you heard that the winds and the rains weren't going to be serious, but you knew there was going to be storm surge. When that storm surge was coming in, did you feel like you'd made a questionable decision?
Well, after seeing Hurricane Ian last year, I think it kind of gives every Floridian that little scared moment in the back of your head. We act all tough and we're all ready for the storms and excited and whatever, but you never know what can really hit you in that time. So I think once me and my sister, we saw it coming up, it got a little scary once we started realizing how high it was actually coming up. Golf carts, cars were flooded, the trailer homes, it was up to our knees, our waist. We're riding bikes through it, so it got pretty high.
So the swimming, which is amazing to see. And I have to say, normally when you see someone in a situation where they have to swim through storm surge, there's a lot of times that won't end well. But explain how it got to that point where you had to swim through it.
So yeah, the swimming, when we got down to that part of the street, we had originally walked through there, and that water is actually probably about waist high there. And we were wearing, our shoes, and they were just getting pelted through the bottom with debris and shells and barnacles and anything that you could be walking over in that time. So we felt in that moment, in that specific spot of the street, it was probably best just to swim, so we were above the ground. And then shortly thereafter, we were luckily able to walk out, but it was still, covering up half our bodies walking through the streets.
What made you decide to film it, to shoot the video and then post it on TikTok?
I TikTok everything else in my life. I'm a van lifer, so I do that and, record the rest of my life. And last year during Hurricane Ian, I actually did the same thing. And I've had hundreds of people in my town and people who vacation here. It's such a big area that everyone knows. That really thanked me for it, and we're really grateful that they could see the damage that was done and how well we did or how well we didn't do in that time. So really, I was thinking about a lot of those people and showing them what was going on and easing their minds a little.
And are people reaching out? Are your friends and neighbors who left reaching out to you and saying, hey, how's my home?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have hundreds and hundreds, probably over 1,000 DMs on TikTok and Instagram, comments, several hundred comments of people giving me their exact address, their streets, everything. Hey, can you go by here? Because the island was shut down until about 5 p.m. today. So no one could get on. No one knew what it was like. I was one of the very few people still out there. So I was just going up and down each block, you know, videoing as much as I could and just posting it so people could maybe see their house and see that it was okay throughout the storm.
Well, Alexis DeLeon, we appreciate you being with us. We appreciate you sharing your experience with us. Again, I should note that this is the type of thing officials warn people against doing. They say this is not a wise thing to do. Nevertheless, we are glad you made it through. We're glad you can smile tonight about the experience. To the north of Anna Maria Island, Hernando County also suffered serious damage. Joining us now is Sheriff Al Nienhuis. Sheriff, I understand there were several rescues done this morning in your county. How many, and are there still people out there who need to be rescued?
Yeah, fortunately, there were only one or two. One of them was a little bit more dramatic than some of the other ones. We had a lady and her young son that were in their vehicle on a bridge at Pine Island, which is kind of in the northwest part of our county. It's an island out there, beautiful island. And they decided they wanted to leave the island right at the peak of the storm surge. And they were stuck on a bridge out there. And for a couple hours, we were trying to get them off. And fortunately, working with fire rescue and one of the division chiefs of fire rescue, Mark Zolf, he was manning the airboat there, and he was able to get to them and get them back to shore safely. They were checked out very briefly by fire rescue and were able to be reunited with family. So to say it was, and I just happened to be there at the time myself with one of our county commissioners, and it was heartwarming to say the least, because it could have turned out very, very badly.
Yeah, lucky for them that you were there and able to get to them. Has there been any significant damage to homes and other structures?
Yeah, we have. I think that fire, actually, that says it's in Huston. We had a similar situation to what you're seeing on the screen now in Hernando Beach. We did have a house fire, at least one or two. I think there was one in Weeki Wachee as well, right at the height of the storm surge. And unfortunately, fire rescue couldn't get to them right away, so it took some time. And I think there was some significant damage there. We also have several dozen houses with water in them. We're still assessing them. I am very happy to report that as of right now, we don't know of any injuries, much less any fatalities that occurred, because the vast majority of people heeded the warning and understood it was much better to be on dry land wishing they were out on the beach than to be out on the beach wishing they had gone to dry land. So fortunately, the residents here have been through this a few times and heeded our warnings. And the ones that did stay on the beach, we were fortunate that the storm surge occurred during low tide, so it wasn't near as bad in Hernando County as it could have been had the storm been 6 hours faster or 6 hours slower. It would have been much, much worse for us.
That is wonderful news, and I hope it sticks. No injuries in your county. What do you think the next 24 hours look like for you?
Well, the next 24 hours is obviously trying to make those people that have sustained some damage, particularly water damage in their house, trying to give them peace of mind that the sheriff's office is going to be out there keeping their homes safe, whether they're in their homes or they're not able to stay in their homes. And we're going to have people on the water and, of course, on the land. We're going to have a lot of deputies in the area making sure that there's some of those people that would stoop to taking advantage of this situation in a criminal way. We're going to make sure that that doesn't happen. And if we do catch anybody, they can rest assured they're going to be held accountable for that.
All right, Hernando County Sheriff Al Nienhuis, thank you so much for being with us. Wishing you the best of luck in the coming days.